Yep.
We have had Lil Murder and Uncle Clifford have unprotected sex. We have had Autumn pop up on Mississippi
Yep.
to give her a phone now. So she already has the gun from her. She now has the phone. And now we have Mercedes kind of at a crossroads a little bit.
Hmm.
And I think I'm scared that grandmother Ernestine is kind of going to transition. But
Okay.
then she keeps telling, like, when she sees the daughter, she does keep telling her no. So like as if it's not her time yet. So I think there's still, maybe she won't die this season, or maybe she'll die in the season finale. But I feel like it'll come with a visit where they're like, okay, she is kind of fading away. Maybe she and Clifford have one last conversation. But I think out of all of this, like, I feel like Mercedes has already had her last dance when she sees Mississippi in
Hmm.
Sunday's episode. But I'm afraid that Keyshawn is not gonna leave yet, and that
Um.
makes me nervous as hell.
So you think she's
Yes.
not? She's not gonna. She's gonna die. You saying, or like she's not gonna leave at all?
Well, that could go either way because now, spoiler alert, guys.
I mean, they know what episodes they reviewing with us, so you should already
Yeah.
watch it by the time you
So, but
told
if
us
you
to watch
haven't
this.
watched, because again, we're dropping this for Whiskey Sour this week as well.
Hmm.
Big Bone, who is Miracle Watts, who is Diamond's baby mama in real life,
In real life, yes.
sees her kiss him. She has a phone in that sequence where we see her sitting on her bike. Who is she sending messages to? Is she going to get a contact with Derek? Is she the op? Like, what's happening?
I think she has something to do with when old girl killed had her ex dude kill. I think he's associated with those cats, the cats
Mm,
from Houston.
yeah. And then I think she probably fell in love with this person unintentionally.
But her
So,
game was supposed to be out there to be the op.
yes. And then is or is she, how is she, how, like, the polar opposite side of that is somehow she tells Derek that I got this dirt, I know that so and so supposed to be leaving, because she spilled too much information to her, like, you're supposed to
Hmm.
be leaving tomorrow, this has to be your last dance, get the fuck out of here, blah 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 blah. So does Derek in the next episode, is it like a repeat of the season finale from season one?
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I'm really trying to figure out what they really want to do with this show, writing wise.
Explain.
So, like, I would thought when the way that I think they didn't pay off the Megan Thee Stallion as much as they should have paid it off.
That's how I feel.
Like the club should have been going crazy. Like you got to think of like you just think of like your favorite artist happens to be in a strip club where you at. I mean, you just it's you jumping on your boys. You like, oh shit, Nas up in there. Oh shit, oh my god,
Bitches
yo,
10 is
you going
cold. You
crazy.
love me because I'm cold.
But it would seem like people just like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I feel
And they
like
didn't
that.
play it up like it was like, yo, it's her.
I felt like that as well. They didn't play into the Meg the Stallion enough, because then clearly something happened where Murder is going out on the scene, like on tour with her, because
Hmm.
they was like, we bringing such and such tour to the Pink, right?
Yep.
And I just feel like it's interesting how they're gonna play out how Murder sprayed homeboy, who was like, oh, I killed so and so, and then he's pleading for his life, and then this happened. And honestly, I feel like as shocked as I was that Murder actually killed him, like I get it. Like I don't know what did they ever say what Murder went to the like to jail before they went to the pen before?
No, I mean, we don't. We just assume hustling all kind. I mean, Murder's been through
Right.
a lot. Period.
And
Because
so
we find out the tape wasn't him, and we find out even going back to the episode before this last one, we find out that the tape wasn't him in what's the guy that died?
Teak.
Teak. It was him being young, having some sexual stuff with a man. Like I'm like, yo. So, like, where are we at right now that he's got tapes when he was younger and he's in his mid to late 20s now?
It's interesting to see how this is going to unfold, but it's like, what if homeboy, what's the tan light skinned cat that we killed off with the fentanyl? What was his name?
Oh, you talking
about
Rome? Rome. Yeah.
Okay, so what if Rome didn't send it yet, or had sent it?
Yeah, or send it back up. It'd be like how we talk about stuff. Be like, yo, and I send it to you, but it's on some like we just talking about it. But then I died. You'd be like, well, I got it now. And it may not have been on purpose. It's been like, yo, look what I got with this dude I'm rolling with.
Yeah.
And he may not have been backing it up maliciously. He may just been like, man, can you believe this? Look at this. But somebody else got it. Somebody else got it, and it's going to change the narrative about a lot of things. Because how did he get it? That means somebody else had to have it to give it to him. So we talking about second, third, fourth.
Yeah, person removed. So it's like, okay, so how? Shit, maybe it's with Rome.
No. Remember, he said it was when he was young, and remember he said it was like he was trying to get money, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's just interesting. Like is P Valley gonna go past a season 3? Like we know they're gonna get picked up for a season 3, but it's like, are y'all gonna be able to really prolong this? Because now we have P Valley, we have the Pink on the auction block, where it's like, oh, we're gonna buy y'all out for $5 million. Now you have the turn of events where homeboy is like the wannabe mayor of Chuckalissa leased the land.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have Woodbine, Mercedes' mama. We have Mercedes' last dance for real, probably when she fell.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have all these different layers to it. And it's like, how far can y'all really extend this and then turn it into something else? Like, we knew that some shows, like, you can kind of foresee that it's only like a limited run. You know, Insecure, we knew that it would be kind of a limited run. We got 5 seasons out of Insecure. But P Valley, I feel like if they if they go anything, maybe even past 4, it's gonna be kind of lackluster unless they come in with something like a completely different story. Because they already setting us up for potentially Autumn being pregnant.
Yeah, because I mean they're setting it up. I mean, she throwing up in the middle of the day.
Setting it up that way, but like I said, for what Big Bone said, what Miracle Watts said to Keyshawn, kind of like, I'm a second guess this because Derek said I can go back and work. But then it's also like, if I keep dealing with this nigga and going home to this nigga, I'm risking my life as well as my children.
Mm-hmm.
The Pink, we don't know what the fate is until next week. And I mean, she might potentially lease that land, then at least monthly, her and Clifford could like split that expense. As opposed to selling, because what she turned around and asked for, 15 mil?
She wanted 10. She wanted 10.
Okay.
5 is what they offered, that the one older white woman offered her.
Right.
And then she's like, no, I want 10.
Right. So it just,
I'm telling you, the best way to have this thing to go to the next level is somebody open up nappy cuts across the street, just like on Barbershop.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
mean, yeah,
rival
but
strip club, like a
at least
rival
not
strip
the.
club that's like kind of like giving them something to push, like, oh, and it's brand new. It's got all the bells and whistles,
It wouldn't be this. It
TVs.
would. It would have to be next season,
That's what I'm
because
saying. But that's the next level of their
possibly,
competition.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I can see that. Possibly.
And I think it's gotta be Autumn. She's got to do it.
Autumn, or like you said, interesting that Roulette gives the girl that he fired
Yes,
that
some
water
money.
cash.
I think Autumn's doing all this on the low. That's my conspiracy theory. That's my Aquarius conspiracy theory. I think Autumn. Remember they had the little small strip club thing that was on the low. That when the pink was closed, they had like a little private thing. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Autumn set that up, and they can have a back because she's still gonna have a spot. She still want to be a madam life. She liked that madam lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I won't be surprised we find out that she was the queen pin back in Houston, and it got everybody else thinking it was him that was on some ill shit. He just trying to get back at her, with the guy that she killed. That she was on the slick stuff, so she made all this story up to get everybody wrapped up in what she was doing.
Or is Roulette the op?
Roulette could be the op too.
It's interesting, like how even in that scene, how the white chick was like, "Oh no, she gonna take care of you. Like we gonna make sure you good. Like she gonna make sure you good." And don't no stripper really be that quick. Okay, I got this extra money. Let me give it to you or whatever. Like I really don't know you like that, but I'm gonna give you this money. I'm gonna give you this water cash.
Yeah, so what do you think that Whisper and Roulette were plants maybe all along?
Maybe
Because she brought
to
them.
get intel.
Remember she said she told them to show up.
Intel.
All right. Finally, your predictions for next week. Give me 2 predictions before we get off.
I wonder if it makes me nervous. There's something about the Mississippi situation that makes me nervous. And and like I said, and it's mainly because of her finally kissing Diamond, homegirl seeing it, the photos of them in her phone. Like I mean, though it was Big Bone and Diamond. Will Mercedes finally get out of her head because they're constantly telling her, you were thinking about your previous son being on this pole. So what's happening? Because it comes up. She also has the intimate conversation with Murder.
Mm-hmm.
Because now he not little Murder no more, he big Murder.
Not Little Murder no more. You're right.
And where they're kind of like giving each other that energy. And that's one thing I will say that I do enjoy, the intimacy that he has with the female characters on the show, though it's not sexually intimate. Like I think people always think of intimacy as sex,
Mm-hmm.
and it has nothing to do with sex a lot of times. Because Ernestine died, does that shift the what could potentially happen, what could become of the pink? Does she have this big insurance policy where Clifford can pay Autumn off and get this money, like and keep his club? Because now we learn that there's so much history.
But I think Ernestine's got to die for him to get that money.
Yeah, she would have to. Like that's why I was saying, does she die? Does
And
somebody?
you got to think. I think that 250 grand she got from Corbin and the money from this is what's going to help her get back to Pink.
Yeah. Or
she.
Yeah.
They. I'm not.
yeah, no, I feel like Clifford is like a she.
You think he died because she, her?
I feel like they say I feel like she identifies as a she.
Okay.
But that's me.
Yeah.
Or are we just gonna get this crazy cliffhanger? Because it's like certain stuff is just like we didn't dive. I mean, we dove like so much into each person, like some of the main characters' stories, like Mercedes being in the the gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Did somebody figure out that? Because they're like, oh, that nigga didn't kill homeboy because he would have claimed that shit by now. But then there's somebody that's like, something ain't sitting right.
Mm-hmm.
So does that come to a head? So it's like, okay, and then the situation with Big Bone. Are you gonna take this ring? Like, what's gonna happen? It's so many layers to it, which kind of makes P Valley a little chaotic in a way.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm trying to figure out if it's a good